Hey gang, Trevor Beck here. Today I want to talk to you guys about how to do miking and multi-camera action. So the first thing that I want to talk about is a scenario. Let's pretend that someone that you know is going to be speaking in front of the Chamber of Commerce, and you want to stream this through your Hangout on Air. So the basic instruments you're going to be using are your laptop to capture that information. Now, a lot of people are trying to do that, and with the laptops, one of the problems is that they're using the microphone built into the laptop. Now, those are really handy and work well as you're just talking into that screen, but when you're trying to pick up something that's actually behind or farther away, it doesn't work so well. So one thing you can do is take, those of you that have Macs, take your iPod earbuds, you plug it in your slot. If you plug it in the earphone slot, it will act as both the earphone and the microphone, and then all you do is drape the microphone off the back side. You'll be surprised at how much better the sound's going to be when you're trying to pick up that person speaking, because now the microphone's on this side as opposed to on this side. The only thing you have to be careful of is make sure that none of the hard plastic is touching the edge or the back side, because if you're doing any typing or anything like that, it will pick up that sound. So someone's coming to talk to the Chamber of Commerce, and you'll notice that the quality of this broadcast is probably a lot better than you expect for someone who's in a big area. I'm just pretending that this is the Chamber of Commerce. It's actually my basement. A lot of people get that confused. I understand, but this is my basement. And I'm pretending that I'm speaking to the Chamber of Commerce. So my couches, which you can see in one of the cameras, is where the audience would sit facing me. Now, I've actually repurposed an old iPhone 4, and if you use an iPod or whatever else, and basically this is the wireless mic that I can hand to my speaker and get the quality sound that I'm getting now. Is it 100%? No. I mean, we can spend money to get the mics and stuff like that, but what I want to try and show you guys is that there is a way to do this with the tools that you have handy, accessible to you, or that you can borrow or whatever, without spending a lot of money. So I'm going here, that kicks up the audio. I also have the camera there from the laptop. Now, off to the side here, I have an iPhone 5S mounted on a tripod. There's a little carrying piece that you can that's designed specifically for mounting those mobile devices on the tripod. What I'm doing now is I'm actually using this as my second camera. My wingman for tonight, Michael Daniels, is going to be acting as the producer. So he'll be doing the switching for me. And I'll be pretending that I'm doing my presentation. So now I have the opportunity to take this other camera, and I can switch back and forth. I'm probably going too fast for Michael. We're going back and forth. So even if I have a distance shot here, I can still do a close-up shot here. In an ideal situation, what's going to end up happening is the speaker is going to have speaker notes over here. So as a speaker, I've brought my own laptop in. I've got my own PowerPoint going on or what have you. What I do is I'm logged in now as myself on 3 devices. This camera here at the front, my 5S over here. I'm logged in as well on this laptop here, and I'm screen sharing just the presentation. So now it doesn't even matter whether the video for me is clear or not, because now we're talking about me talking, and we're looking at what's going on the screen as I go through my presentation. And I can talk about the parent-teacher conferences, and I can continue on and talk about instructions for the setup, all that kind of stuff. So we're now getting a quality PowerPoint presentation, and for a lot of people, that's all they're really happy with. Now, you can keep adding more cameras and stuff, and you can do all these multiple shots if you want to spend the time. The quality of the image that you're seeing right now is kind of grainy. That's because I've decided to do everything wirelessly. So I'm assuming that I'm going to go into a situation I can't plug in anywhere, so I'm just using a wireless connection. Again, the audio that comes off of this mic here doesn't need a lot of data, so it's not like pushing the video. The video that comes off of the presentation doesn't use up a lot of data as well, because there's not a lot of moving and motion. And that's the problem with these Hangouts and the cameras that we have built into the different devices. They're great for when you're sitting down and talking to somebody face to face, in your way. The moment you get into distance shots and you start seeing movement going around, the poor camera keeps trying to refocus. It tries to correct itself for the different video and the different lighting that comes in place, and it gets to be kind of a pain for it. So keep that in mind if you decide to take your camera and go on a tour somewhere. If I decide I want to show you into my workout room or something like that, and I take the camera, it's going to be all grainy and bitmappy, and you're going to see hazy stuff. But once it sits down and once it settles down, picture comes into focus. So it's always handy just to have cameras set up somewhere where you're going to be going. And because the audio is so clear, I can walk into that other room, look into that other camera, and still have a nice clear audio coming through. Last thing I want to talk about is for people who are in the film strip. While I'm presenting, showing, demonstrating a hangout on air, or a hangout, I'll project the image of who I'm talking to up on the screen. They can only see what comes out of this camera here. They can't see my audience. And it's always kind of handy when someone's talking that they're not just talking at a screen, but they can actually see their participants. And that's why when I do presentations, I always set up an iPad off to the side that's pointed at the audience. That way the person in the film strip can see those other people. It also is handy for me because I like to walk around a lot. So if I end up coming over into here, you can see me from that point there. And it's a lot easier to cover myself and where I'm going by having all the different cameras. That's pretty much it. So miking, you can buy a mic. Michael, what kind of, Michael? I'm going to buy a Michael. Mike, what was the brand name of that microphone that you were talking about?
Lavalier microphones. I'm not sure the exact name of the brand, but yeah, I wasn't sure of the name of the brand. But
that's fine. So you can get other hardware and stuff, and to do the clip-ons and that. But if you don't want to, and you want to be like me, go an expensive way, or you just something might just come up and you go, hey, you know what, this would be really cool. Let's do a hangout right now, and I'm going to mic you. I can do it with a device. I now have a clear audio coming through. I'd like to thank Michael Daniels for being the wingman and presenter for this. And if you guys have any questions, by all means, please just put them down in the comments there, or you can start following me at Trevor Beck. You can follow me at bit.ly/Trevor Beck, so bit.ly/Trevor Beck. If you have any questions, let us know.